Is it hard to act while I'm not wearing clothes?
Freeze it right there. Watch her face. It's gonna tell the actual truth. Everyone else is gonna be listening to the words she says, but in an interview, especially when someone asks something personal or very intense like this, their words can hide as much as they reveal. But you and I, detective, we're gonna watch for something different. Right when I hit play again, I want you to watch her face. It's gonna tell you the truth about exactly what she's feeling, and her words are only gonna tell you what she's thinking or what she wants us to believe that she's thinking. Go ahead and roll it.
Is it hard to act while I'm not wearing clothes? No.
You don't find you get...
Stop it. You see that twitch, that little chin pucker right there? She says no. The magazines will print no. The blogs will quote no, but they're missing half the story that is the unfiltered truth. Because that little spasm you just saw, it's a flash of vulnerability. Her brain fired an involuntary signal while her conscious mind was still crafting the answer. That little twitch showed you how she felt right there and then with no filter. See, your brain has two communication systems fighting for control every second of your life. One is slow and calculated and thinks things through, and the other is lightning fast. It's primal, and it shows your gut reactions on things in real time. So when someone hits a trigger point to you, something you feel emotional about, that second system fires before you can even think about trying to stop it or control it. Most people don't realize these involuntary signals, these kind of poker tells, they determine who gets promoted at work, who gets paid more, who gets respected. Maybe you've got a guy like this at your office. He shows up a little late, he barely works, but somehow he makes twice of everyone else's. The bosses just kind of love him. Maybe women kind of gravitate to him, and it seems kind of mysterious, but it's actually simple. He broadcasts high status. And the most important thing that people don't realize is your income as a man, how much money you make, is determined by your status. Not your education, not your hard work, not even your performance. I've spent years figuring this out, how to actually engineer high status as a man. It's too much to get in here. I'll put a link to a full video where I go into that more below. Now, she might have been nervous about this, or she might have not been nervous about the nude scenes at all, but getting asked about it on camera by a stranger, that triggered something in her. You can feel confident about something and still have your nervous system kind of react when someone puts you on the spot or in public. In Hollywood, showing any crack in your armor can cost you millions in reputation damage. So she trains her words. She's rehearsed this a million times, her answers. She's built her media persona, but you can't train away 200,000 years of human evolution. Nobody can. You know where else this shows up? Everywhere important. Politics, dating, business. A man nearly lost the US presidency because his face told the truth. Nixon versus Kennedy, 1960. We watched Nixon melt down on live television. His mouth said, "I'm confident. Yes, I can lead the country." And his face showed stress, eating him alive from the inside. 60 million people watched his face subconsciously expose him in real time. And Kennedy stood there cool as a cucumber while Nixon couldn't stop sweating. Now, you need to know that some people actually learn to weaponize this knowledge. They'll feed you a calculated sigh, a perfectly timed moment of fake vulnerability designed to make you think that you've broken them or you're reading them correctly, but it's actually a ploy. You lean back, you're satisfied, you think you've won, you're accepting their terms without realizing this is the best case scenario for them, not good for you. But honestly, all this little stuff, eye contact, reading body language, it's interesting and it helps a little, but all these techniques that people kind of obsess over really are nothing more than noise. The core factor that will raise everything in your life, from how much money you make to your dating life or keeping your wife interested in you, it's learning how to engineer high status. Your whole reality reorganizes itself around who you become when you raise your status. I spent 25 years figuring out exactly how this stuff works. Way too much to cover in this video, but I've got one where I do dive deep. I'll put a link below if you're interested, and I'll talk to you there.